Hello and welcome to the Newton Stewart and Minnigaff Traditional Music and Dance Festival 2020. As you know, it hasn't been possible for us to hold the festival this year, unfortunately, as we would have liked, but we wanted to make sure that we had something to enjoy this weekend. So we've put together a very special film featuring all of the artists, performers and dancers that were due to perform at the festival this year. So I hope you enjoy that. It's been a difficult time for the arts and culture in particular. So we want to do something as well that supported the musicians and performers during this time. So we're delighted to have been able to do that with support from our funders and sponsors. But there's also crew and behind the scenes people that also are involved in this industry, and often they don't get the support they need. So if you can support the arts and culture in other ways, please make sure you do that. There'll be website links and social media links for all the musicians performing. Do go to their websites, do buy their CDs and music and merchandise. You won't regret it. And that was another way you can support musicians and artists at this time. You'll find links at the end of this footage, as well as details of the performers as they perform. You'll be delighted to hear that everyone we had booked for this year is booked for next year's festival, and that runs over the 9th and 11th of July 2021. We have weekend passes already available to purchase now, which you can get at tradmusic.com, and we're delighted to be offering a 50% discount for key workers in 2021. So we'd love to see you at the event next year to offer our thanks for your wonderful support during this time. We're going to leave the footage up for about a month, but we're going to run a Just Giving campaign alongside it. We're raising money for next year's festival and also the Arts Centre, the Vault, which we opened in November last year. That's obviously been closed since mid-March, so we're trying to get that back up and running with some exciting new developments, so outdoor space and things, which we'll have an announcement on very soon as well. So if you'd like to pour a drink, sit back and enjoy the concert. Thanks again for supporting us, and we very much look forward to seeing you next year.
thanks very much. That was about the 20th take in getting that one right. My name's Ali Levac, and I'm delighted to be part of this Newton Stewart and Minnigaff trad music festival sort of collaboration of videos and stuff. So thanks so much to the festival and everyone involved for having me on board. And it's just a shame about COVID, but we'll hopefully see you next year. But yeah, delighted to be, as I say, part of this. Keeps me practicing as well. So that was just a few tunes on the small pipes there. I've put them back together for the first time in years during lockdown. They've been neglected for so long, so I thought with the amount of time that I've got in my hands just now, I'd put them together. So I started with a tune there. The first tune is a tune I wrote recently for a family friend. I'm in the middle of a tune writing project for a lot of different people, so that was one of those, part of that project, and it was called Derek's Bothy Antics, and it was written for his 62nd birthday, which was today. Yeah, it was his birthday today actually. He just lives along the road, so he just got that for his present today. And then into a James Mackenzie tune that I learned from his second album, and then finished with a Callum McCrimmon tune called Hula Hands, I think that last one's called, which I picked up from his first album, Man's Ruin. So I'll crack on just with a few tunes on the whistle now. Maybe just, I think what I'll give you a tune I got a new dog recently, and that's who I've been looking out the window here while I was playing the small pipes. She's running around the garden, and her name is Foxy Cleopatra. That was her name before we got her, so I can't take responsibility for that. So I wrote a tune for her called Foxy Cleopatra, and then I'll go into another tune I wrote called Hypersomnia, which is part of a single I released a couple of weeks ago, so you can find that on Spotify or YouTube or anything. And yeah, maybe what we'll finish with. We'll see how we get on with those two anyway, and if something comes on in the end, we'll see. So it's Foxy Cleopatra and Hypersomnia anyway. thanks very much, folks. That was a couple of tunes there just on the whistle. Foxy Cleopatra was the first one, which I wrote after my dog, and Hypersomnia was the second one, which I wrote after the fact that I sleep too much. So there you go. Thanks for listening, and hopefully see you soon. I've seen this Newton Stewart and Minnigaff festival for a few years and followed it for the past wee while, and I've always wanted to be part of it, so hopefully next year. But I'm delighted to have been a part of this small series of videos. So thanks again. Cheers. See you later.
Hello, and I hope you're all well during this crazy period. My name is Cameron Nixon, and I am a Scots singer and fiddle player from Aberdeen. Before I begin, I would like to say a thank you to the Newton Stewart and Minnigaff Traditional Music and Dance Festival for putting on these wee videos. It's been great to share my music with you, and hopefully they'll be back next year. I recorded a couple of songs, starting off with the great Selkie of Sewell Skerry and finishing up with the comedic song, The Day We Packed the Hamper for the Coast. Thank you very much. I'm now going to move on to a song called The Great Selkie of Sewell Skerry. And this song is about the mythical creature, a selkie, which transforms from a seal to a human upon dry land. In this song, the young male selkie comes upon land to find his baby boy and take him back to Skerry, where he is from. But he knows that inevitably his wife will go on to marry a gunner who will shoot them both out at sea. Water unleashes new leases of life and new ways to explore the world, and that's certainly expected of this baby selkie. Unearthly nurse, she sits and sings, and now she sings balooly wing. Little can I thy bairns feather, far less in the land that he lies in. In a road and a grumly guest I'm sure was he. Sing, here am I, thy bairn's father, although that I be not comely. I am a man upon the land, I am a selkie in the sea, and when I'm far and far for a land, my dwelling is in Sulskerry. It was no yoke o' the maiden fair, it was no ill indeed go she, that a selkie o' Sulskerry should I come and dock the bairn to me. Now he has ta'en a purse so gowd, and he has put it on her knee. Sing ye to me, my little young son, and tack thee up thy nurse's fee. And it shall pass on a summer's day, when the sun shines hot on ever a stain, and I will tack my little young son and teach him for to swim the fair. And you shall marry a gunner bold, and a fine gunner he will be, and the very first shot that e'er he shoots, he'll shoot both my young son and me. I'm now going to move on to a song called The Day We Packed the Hamper for the Coast, and this is a comedic song. And I was thinking, while everyone is in lockdown, or should be in lockdown anyway, I can imagine that after this, everyone will be scurrying about the house, packing the car full and heading out on a big adventure. This is The Day We Packed the Hamper for the Coast. I'm always living yet, and though nearly had a fit, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast, ye can bet your fortnight's pay I had plenty for today. On the day we packed the hamper for the coast, we pit in 40 loaves of bread for buy a smoked ham, sausages and Irish stew and marmalade and jam. We ate 20 stane of tatties and the carcass o' a lamb. On the day we packed the hamper for the coast. Oh my, I felt inclined to cry. Nae one of friends my temper I lost. Around the house I had to flee like a monkey up a tree. On the day we packed the hamper for the coast. My arms were bit with clegs and they also bit my legs. On the day we packed the hamper for the coast. I was angry indeed, but was took to bell my head on the day we packed the hamper for the coast. Says my good wife, "Now Pat, listen, I'll tell you what, we best put in the frying pan, the kettle and the pot. In case there's moose down there, we best shove in the cat, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast." Oh my, I felt inclined to cry, now on our friends my temper I lost. But the cat we couldna fin, so we rammed the bulldog in, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast. When it was full, you see, says Mrs. Ann to me, the day we packed the hamper for the coast, says she had best put in another pair of shin, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast. My face got red with fury and my nose got black and blue. Says I, "There's room for nothing more, you see the hamper's full." Says she, "As far as I can see, I'm thinking, so are you, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast." Oh my, I felt inclined to cry, now on our friends my temper I lost. So I says, "Before we slide, we'll put all the wains inside, on the day we packed the hamper for the coast."
Down by yon shady harbour I carelessly did stray, and the thrushes they were warbling, the violets they were charming, to view two lovers talking a while I did away. She said, my dear, don't leave me all for another season, though fortune does be pleasing, I'll go along with you. I'll forsake friends and relations and bid this holy nation, and to the bonny banks forever I'll bid adieu. He said, my dear, don't grieve, or yet deny my patience. You know I love you dearly, the more I'm going away. I'm going to a foreign nation to purchase a plantation, to comfort us hereafter all in America. Then after a short while, if fortune does be pleasing, it'll cause them for to smile at our late going away. We'll be happy as Queen Victoria, all in her greatest glory. We'll be drinking wine and porter, all in America. If you're in your bed just lying and thinking on dying, may the sight of the lovely banks your sorrow you'd give o'er. And if you were down 1 hour, down in the shady bower, pleasure would surround you, you think on death no more. So fare thee well, sweet craigie hill, where oftentimes I've roamed. I never thought my childhood days I'd part you any more. Now we're sailing on the ocean for honor and promotion, and the bonny boats are sailing down by Durham shore. bow, 2, 3, 4, point. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 high cuts. Point. Hello, I'm Grania Brady and I'm going to play some of my music for you today in lieu of the Newton Stewart Festival, which I will be playing at next year in real life, so I look forward to seeing you then. I'm going to carry on now with a song. A song on the mandolin. This is a traditional song. It's called The Little Thatched Cabin. 'Tis well I remember that little thatched cabin, the place where I first saw the light of the day. It stands on the hillside in view of the village, and that's where my mother she oft times did pray. For I care not, however, through this life I do ramble, I care not a farthing for palace or hall. There's no home quite so dear unto me like my old home, for I found it to be the best home of them all. I ploughed for my father, mowed hay in yon meadow, caught turf in the bog on a fine summer's day. And the lark from the heavens, her sweet note was charming, and it seemed to drive sorrow and all care away. For I care not, however, through this life I do ramble, I care not a farthing for palace or hall. There's no home quite so dear unto me like my old home, for I found it to be the best home of them all. When I think on my father, and likewise my mother, who lay down to slumber beneath yon church wall, I'm here all alone, without brother or sister, in that neat thatched cabin, best home of them all. I'm now growing old, and fortune forsook me, when I do look back without feeling of pain. I'd give the wide world and all its possessions if I could go back to my childhood again. For I care not, however, through this life I do ramble, I care not a farthing for palace or hall. There's no home quite so dear unto me like my old home, for I found it to be the best home of them all. For I care not, however, through this life I do ramble, I care not a farthing for palace or hall. There's no home quite so dear unto me like my old home, for I found it to be the best home of them all. That was The Little Thatched Cabin. I'm going to carry on now with another tune from Newcomer. And Newcomer, like my first album, The Road Across the Hills, was inspired by the writings of Patrick McGill, who was an Irish writer who emigrated over to Scotland at the start of the 20th century, and wrote a fantastic book called Children of the Dead End, which was a huge inspiration for me musically. So this tune is slow air. It's called Abyss, and I've got a drone to go along with it. Here's Abyss. That was Abyss. I'm going to play one more tune for you. But before I do, I'd just like to say a massive thanks to Nathan and all the team at the festival for having me and for putting on this substitute for the festival. And I'm really looking forward to next year, seeing everybody. Hope to see you there. So this last tune is another one of mine. It features on my first album and it's called The Woe of It. Thanks very much for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of the festival and have a lovely evening.
I took my way, where I spied a fair young maiden. Her charms invited me a while to stay. I said, my